am Erin Gruich. I'm the founder of Sensational Path. I am a mom of two boys, Luca and Joshua. I am an occupational therapist, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about sensory processing. So I recently discovered that I had a greater purpose, that my purpose was to be able to share my knowledge of sensory integration and sensory processing, and my life as an OT and my life as a mom. They kind of all meld together, and then my coaching melds in with that too. So I have like I said, I have two boys, and one of them is pretty sensitive. So that's kind of the reason that I'm on here sharing, because as a mom and an occupational therapist, this hits close to home, right? I have a boy who's very sensitive. He just reacts differently, okay? And I know that I'm not the only parent who has a kid like this. In fact, I work with a lot of children like this. And actually, I work with children who have really severe cases of sensory sensitivities. And so I wanted to share with you what that looks like and how I can help, okay? So, in all that run around, I left a few things out. So sensory processing, what is it? We have 7 senses. You know, in school, we all learn that we have 5 senses: our sense of touch, hearing, smell, taste, and sight. Okay, but we also have 2 more. We have our movement senses. So our vestibular sense, it's a big word, but it really means like our body, where our body is in space, our body awareness, okay? And we have our vestibular sense, which tells us if we're moving or staying still. It tells us the position of our head in space, if we're upside down or not, okay? So those are our 7 senses. Now, how sensory processing works is that's our body making sense of all the things going on in our environment. It's our body and our brain making sense of what's happening in our body. Okay, so I have a really cool way of explaining this, and I'm just going to grab 2 things. Anyways, I'm grabbing these because there's a child who has autism who explained sensory processing in a really cool way that made it really easy to understand. So he said that we all have cups, okay? So you might have a big cup. I love this one, joy is in the journey. Or you might have a little cup, okay? So I'll start with the little cup. If you have a little cup, okay, it doesn't take very much sensory input to fill it up. Okay, so you can pour in your touch or your sight or your movement, okay, noises, and it's not going to take very much for that cup to overflow. Okay, this would be if you are sensitive. Make sense? Yeah. If you have a big cup, it takes a lot of input to fill that cup up, okay? And these are the kids that are often like movement seekers. They can't sit still in class, can't sit still at the dinner table because they're trying to fill their cup with movement. Hi, Allie, thanks for joining. Okay, so if you have a big cup, you tend to be hyporeactive, meaning it takes more input to get a response out of you. And you might look like a sensory seeker in order to counteract that, okay? So to fill your cup up, you're going to seek out more input, okay? If you have a little cup, it doesn't take very much to fill your cup. You are hyper-reactive, okay? And you tend to be avoider, okay? So maybe you don't like being touched. Maybe you don't like loud noises. Okay, these are the kids that I want to talk about today because, well, both are important. This is my son, okay? He's got a little cup for sounds, for noises, right?